What?
For starters, if he was black, you wouldn't be getting any black men. So I'm just saying.
All right, you know about ShxtsNGigs?
Yes, I heard about ShxtsNGigs.
Okay, so podcast from the UK.
Yeah.
They're getting canceled.
They're getting canceled.
Yes. Why? Because they decided to hang out with Andrew Schulz on the Flagrant podcast.
What?
I'm here for it, bro.
I'm here for the multicultural.
Really?
Yeah,
Black
man.
girlfriend effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're into that.
Yeah,
And Meghan Markle's
she came
fine
in.
as
What's the
fuck,
black
so.
girlfriend? They just come in and start fighting?
Nah, bro. You guys don't know about black girlfriend effect.
She
just...
Wait,
she
what is the black girlfriend effect? This is
you don't know
You
about
just glow up the other culture.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend, all of a sudden he's got buzz cut, like clean shape up. Glows up, bro.
Yeah, I like that.
Glows the fuck up.
They shave their hair because they start losing it. Because they're so stressed being around this black girl complaining about shit all the fucking time. That's why they gotta shave their hair.
Nah, bro. White guys with black girlfriends,
They grow a beard
they step
because
their dick
there's
up.
more cushion when they get slapped the fuck out of.
That's hilarious.
I think the black girlfriend.
General.
Oh, well, that's cool. It needs to stop raining.
Yeah.
It needs to stop raining.
Was there some baddies?
Y'all not used to that?
Was there baddies?
Yeah, was there baddies there?
I think there was. I don't even remember, bro.
From where we were sitting or standing,
Like
it was
two.
It was a
Yeah,
only
I'm
a
not
handful.
gonna lie. It was slim pickings.
Only a handful. Yeah.
I haven't
yeah.
seen...
In Atlanta?
In Atlanta, I've seen the least baddies so far.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
I'm surprised.
That's the truth.
Because thank God we ain't from here.
Yeah, I'm
I'm a Texas
surprised.
girl.
Very surprised.
We from Texas.
You ain't offending me none.
I don't know why these girls are kikiing, talking about they're from Texas. Girls, you live in Atlanta. So when he says he doesn't see any hot girls, he's also talking about you. No matter whether you are from there or not. You think these guys, when they're walking around, they know who's from Atlanta, who's not? They're just talking about the black women there in general. But anyways.
I'm not saying everyone's beautiful. I just told you Atlanta's clapped. I never said everyone's beautiful. I just said I'm not seeing any baddies here.
Okay, that's
You know what's funny about Atlanta?
Those are the comments. They got a lot of people upset. And then they were getting a lot of flack for it, so they decided to respond.
If you know, you know. If you don't, that's fine. But we just wanted to address something that's happening at the minute.
Yep.
This past weekend, there's been a couple of clips going around from when we did a session on the Flagrant podcast while we were on our US tour.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there were a few jokes made that were incredibly inappropriate. One specifically pertaining to black women.
Yep.
And in the clip, Andrew was making a joke. I'm not even going to get into specifics. Making a frankly racist joke.
Yeah.
And we were laughing at it. Mm-hmm. And to give there's first of all, before we get into like specifics or anything like that, obviously there's just literally no excuse. There is no excuse.
Agreed.
And fight or flight is a real thing. Like it is, yeah. Fight or flight is a real thing, and it's so not easy to say, but when you're in those situations, you look at it through a lens of like, bro, if it was me, I promise you, I'll stand up, I'll kick them cameras down,
Yeah.
I would smack homeboy in the face, I would say this, I'll do that.
You would have done none of those things, my boy. You would have done none of those things, my boy. No. No. You wouldn't have smacked nothing, nobody's cameras, and I hope you wouldn't. Not because you're a bitch, because you're not in your country. You're not gonna fuck up people's. No. I don't believe it. I don't believe that. I don't know why. I gotta think about this. I gotta let this one simmer and let it process. But I don't think that you would have done none of those things. But I'm gonna let you carry on. I'm sorry about that.
I don't think he's saying he would have done that. He's saying that a lot of people are watching and they're saying that what they would have done. Okay? So
Good. Thank you.
no worries. Let's keep watching.
But when you're in there, you're in shock.
You're in shock, and all you want to do is move on.
Yeah, bro,
literally
move
all
on is
you
the
wanna
fucking
do-
word, bro. All you want to do is fucking move on. Just move on to the next thing. Just
Yeah.
move on to the next thing.
There's
and
so
like we
many
had to say a
times.
few times, bro, just move on.
Just move
Just
on.
move
Literally,
on.
so many different topics. He was like, move on. And
Yeah.
it's not even like about pity laughs or anything, but we just wanted to
Get out of that situation.
literally get out of that situation, keep the ball rolling. And we thought it was going to be more of like a bros chat, but it ended up being something that's
ended
not
up
meant to
being
be.
something that's like really, really hurt people that look to us for some.
She used to watch on a TV show who was obviously black. She was like, oh, I wish I was her. And I'm thinking, what?
Jesus Christ.
She kept on saying, oh, I wish I was black. I wish I was black. I'm thinking,
Jesus Christ.
what?
For starters, if he was black, you wouldn't be getting any black men. So I'm just saying.
If you were black, you wouldn't be getting any black men. Just keep listening.
That's such a bold statement to say.
I wish I was black.
I wish I was black. Like, yes.
What's going on in your life?
What? Do you know what I mean?
You're white, fam.
You're white.
You're
Just
winning, fam. To interrupt. What is it with? It sounds like I'm hating on black girls. I'm actually not. Even though I'll come back to it, I used to have such a stigma against black girls because they used to bully me. Even though I'll come back to it, I used to have such a stigma against black girls because they used to bully me. Anyway, moving on. I'll come back to it. I'll come back. Why do black girls want every type of guy?
I just want to come back. The reason why I play that clip, because I'm like, wasn't you doing the exact kind of jokes? If not, that is more flagrant than what they said, if not at the same level.
Yeah, but you can argue the fact that this was a long time ago when they changed, and now it's no longer good to make those jokes.
It was a year ago, man.
You know what I mean?
It was a year ago.
It doesn't matter.
It was a year ago. It changes
people
everything.
change.
It changes everything for me because they made it sound like this was human they don't agree with, and that they would never, and they were just having a fight or flight. But you see that even in the confines of their own podcast, these motherfuckers was making the same kind of joke. What stereotype are they playing on right here? Black women are undesirable. I think it's hilarious that they're acting like they're above this kind of humor, and then you dig in a little bit, and they was doing these kinds of jokes. I just want your opinion. Does this change the way you perceive the whole thing?
No.
What you mean?
No, it doesn't change anything. Because I was saying, you was laughing. That's what I said in the video. That
Sure.
I said, nah.
Sure.
Nah. I was not buying it. You were giving the benefit of the doubt. So I can understand that it changed some things that you say, or the benefit of the doubt that you were giving. Me, it's not, because that's what I've been saying. I'm like,
It's okay, but just don't act indignant. I could never. Oh, bitch, that was you Saturday. What you talking about? It's phony. That's what it's given. It's given fake for the audience. It's given I would never.
It's not
but we
fake.
know damn
It's
well.
really-
It made me think of the girls who be like, ooh, you like this, you like that, and on the weekend they sucking that exact kind of peen. Like, shut up, bro.
it's what you said. It's what you said it was. You know, when you're affected by what people are saying.
Audience capture.
Yeah. Audience capping. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. Okay? And it's okay. Because now you're caught in the midst of it. You're like, I really get it. I really understand. But also, no. That's it. It doesn't change much.
But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't see it. Tell me, what is the difference between making all kinds of jokes about the fact that black women are undesirable, or that black men are never checking for black women, and then making jokes about the black women stereotypes? Is there a difference?
Yes, there is a difference.
Okay.
The difference is the amount of followers that you had when you made the joke, and the amount of followers that you have now appearing on that podcast.
Yeah.
It grew. You understand what I'm saying? So people don't really caught that yet, that joke. It just kind of flew. So yes, there's a difference. The amount of people that might be pissed off at your shit. That's the difference. And it's okay. I get it. Like it's when you're not used to this shit, I can understand. Like if I transpose myself 3 years into this thing that we're doing, it's called Lab and Preach, caught in between certain, it can really. I got flashbacks right now. Losing friends, losing connections and stuff like that because of something that you said. People not wanting to. I get that, and it can be very frightening, and that's what they're doing. That's why they're doing that. Oh my God! It's the heat. It's hot.
Look to us for support and look to us to feel protected, and protected is the main thing that I wanted to discuss. Is that it is our duty to protect you guys.
Facts.
And it is definitely not cool to be in that situation, and again, not be the ones to stand up and kick the cameras down. And we fucked it on that occasion.
We did.
It's not going to happen again. And it's about being human. It's about realizing that you don't know what you're prepared for. You don't know how to prepare for something
you don't know
that you
about.
don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And once it's happened one time, you're like, fuck, all right.
You learn from your mistakes, and that's literally you literally
bro.
learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, we
man.
fucked it, and we're sorry.
We definitely do apologize.
It's for me, like, it's one of them ones where you don't realize that, like, for one, when you're part of a community, you don't realize that you can hurt your own community.
Especially
when you're not, when unintentionally.
Unintentionally, for real.
And also on top of that, it was so crazy that like the narrative that's been spun about how we feel about our community.
I'll just say this. I've been on the podcast for Schulz before on Flagrant. That's his type of humor. Okay. Sometimes he does lowbrow stuff. Sometimes he does things on the spot that are, you know, Asians eat dogs, white people can't dance, black people this. He does that. Okay. If you don't like it, that's okay. That's his type of humor, and that's amongst many things that he likes to talk about. He'll make lowbrow jokes, and it's fine. All right. We make lowbrow jokes from time to time. It is what it is. Everyone kind of engages it. If you don't like it about black women, that's okay. I don't know why you go on that podcast if you don't want to see that stuff. The only people who are getting mad at Schulz right now are people that are part of your fan base. Schultz's fan base doesn't give a shit because they've heard him say 1,000 times worse on his podcast on a regular basis. So if you're not okay with that type of humor, you're not okay with the kind of topics he brings up, why go on the podcast? And if you didn't know it's going to be like that, why would you accept? I don't understand for the life of me creators who go on podcasts or feature on other people's stuff and they don't know the vibe of whatever they're about to walk into. That's like people who go to comedy shows and then they get offended because people are getting roasted left, right, and center. Why would you go to a comedy show? Stay the fuck home. At the end of the day, people want to say, oh, it's Schultz's fault. No, it's these guys' fault, okay? It's their fault, one, because they didn't pay attention to what platform they were on. But it's their fault, two, because when they saw something they didn't like, instead of being, hey, I'm not okay with that, and then standing up, they kind of laughed and kikied while the jokes were happening. That's on you. So, it ain't nobody's fault. If you want to apologize for that, that's okay. All right?
This is
Well, that's what I'll say.
you are getting upset.
Yay.
You're getting us upset because a Muslim went on a podcast called Ham and Alcohol, and there was ham and alcohol on the podcast. That's what's going on. The name of the podcast is Flagrant, and now you're pissed off because flagrant shit happened. Oh my God, I went to this place. Women, naked. Where'd you go? Strip club. Appalled.
To go a layer beyond that, I think for people from the UK, their sense of comedy doesn't really involve race much, okay? Or they don't like to touch on the topic much. That's not what I've noticed, and I'll down that, what?
No, I'm thinking.
Okay. They don't like those kinds of things. That's not what most of their comics like discussing either. Race is not a topic that they like touching. In North America, that's a different thing. So obviously I can understand for people is jarring, as you guys still like to say over there, to watch people that you like all of a sudden be in an environment where they're discussing race so fucking much. I could get it. Because if you watch a podcast at whole, they talk about that shit a lot. Let's talk about the stereotypes. What is it, the black angry girlfriend stereotype? Is he playing into the bullshit stereotypes? Sure. Yes, absolutely. That's what Schulz does. He plays into a lot of different stereotypes about different people. He does that about Indians smelling. He does that about Canadians being too nice. He does that about Americans and guns. That's what he does. I can understand why you don't like it, and it's not for you, but that is what he does.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the fact that everybody could get it. I appreciate that. It's not directed to one people. It's just everybody can get it. So I'm like, it's a meant for me, but it's just me.
Sure. But you're just saying that because you're biased, because he's your homie.
Probably.
Yeah. You got bias.
Probably.
I don't like that nigga. So for me, I can say what I say.
Nah, that's a lie. That's cap. That's cap.
Find out next time we're on Flagrant.
But are you gonna stay upset?
That's cap.
Okay. Anyway.
That is so cap. That's cap.
All right, we'll find out.
And we don't want you guys to think that we were sat in that room rating what's going on.
We hold our hands up, we apologize, you learn from your mistakes, and we hope we don't let our community down again.
Why is there body language? Like, you know when you 10 and your mom caught you just going into the pantry you shouldn't have, and you sitting there waiting for an asshole to just... Like, they killing me right now. I'm not gonna lie to you, when I saw the apology, I'm like, y'all doing too much. Because I saw the apology first. I'm like, damn, these niggas must have...
What did you do?
These niggas must have been calling black women gorillas or some shit. Like, they must have been talking about big booty, boniqua, shaniqua, too dark for the night.
Fresh and fit kind of shit. Fresh and fit kind
of
shit.
Yeah. I mean, fresh and shit's jokes in a vacuum are not bad. It's knowing their views on them actually, and then hearing the jokes. They take on a different tone. I could joke with my white friend about black folks if it's in a specific way. But if I find out he has actual negative impressions about black people, that takes on a different tone. If folks feel like Schulz got actual negative views on black people, then you could have a way to say about those jokes. That's fine. Somebody you know hates you, starts trying to joke with you. You're going to take those jokes completely differently because you know they're not actually trying to have a humorous moment with you. They actually just trying to put you down. That's different. It's not the same thing at all. So they have something called audience capture. Because when I watch them in that podcast and I look at them laughing and kikiing, I don't see them being incredibly uncomfortable at that black portion. They're just laughing. Now, I can never know what's on the inside the same way their fans can never know. Maybe you guys know them better than me, so whatever. This is just my personal opinion. I just think they saw all the flack from their consumer, and a lot of them are black women, and then they felt like, yo, this is just not good for us, and then that's when they retroactively want to make themselves feel bad about what happened.
So here's the hot take. The hot take is this.
Heat is hot.
As a man, if you have a fan base and it's mostly women, you just gonna suffer for it. Especially if you're doing comedy-related stuff, you're going to suffer for it. Because at the end of the day, the humor that we kind of have, that dudes like to be flagrant. Especially when they're amongst other guys. So that's why I didn't really buy this whole thing about like them like, oh, I'm so outraged. I'm like, I don't really buy it. I think you're actually bothered by the fact that it hurt black women. But you notice all these comics who mostly appeal to women at first, eventually that shit starts to backfire on them to some degree. Why? Because the more the women hear them, the more they'd be like, I didn't like that. Well, that's how men will joke around amongst other dudes.
And that's exactly what
And I'm not talking about everything, but take Matt Rife as a good example too. Women was all over that. They loved it at first. And then the more the dudes started joking, the more they're like, yo, he's a little piece of shit. And women are entitled to not like it at some time. It's not their fault. It's not their fault. These guys are the ones making the real concerted effort to appeal to them and to appease them. And so now they come off as phony or a bit fake because they are. Because I'm confident if you kept cameras on these dudes and really listen to the way that they joke, they probably do this kind of humor all the time. That's why I didn't like. The only thing I didn't like about their apology is they're like, oh, I would never. And it's just, you look at the footage and it's like, bro, you did this shit just a year ago.
The pearl collection? You wasn't with the pearl collection?
No. So I think that's
the problem that I got with is exactly what you were saying. But let me just go more in depth with it. It's just that women, the way that you act with your friends is that you have to agree with everything that they say, and you have to love everything that they say, and you shower them with compliments even though they're not that good. And that's good that you do that. It's wonderful that you do that. Men will do the opposite with people that they love. We will flame our friends. We will be flagrant with them. We will call them out on their stuff. You know what I mean? So whenever... If your friend hates another girl, the other girl is the ugliest bitch you've ever seen, even though that's not true. Our friend is the ugliest motherfucker we've ever seen. So it's when we shit and giggles like that, you don't. Now you're affecting me. Me? How dare you? It's okay that whenever you talk to a girl, it's okay that you flame everybody or she flames you. But the minute that you go with her and it's personal. You can't do that. I was chilling with a friend and she grabbed my belly. I grabbed her belly. That was out. I was like, oh, you fat too. Oh, wait, because that was not okay. But then this now, y'all take a step. Take a step. You can pout all you want. Step. I don't care. I really don't. Women be doing that, and they be whenever they be nagging on all kind of things. And when it's your turn, you don't take it. That's exactly what Abba is saying. That's exactly what it is you can't handle it, and it's okay. You have the right not to handle it. You have the right not to handle it. But to the people that cater to the girls, it is a downfall. And they're gonna be like, oh my God, you're such a piece of shit. No, I've been a piece of shit. It's just now I'm flaming everybody and it's your turn and you can't take it.
I mean, no, not really. It's not that they can't take it. It's that these guys presented something that they weren't. So you can't be mad at the ladies for their reaction. These guys presented at something different. It's not the audience's fault. These dudes should have just been honest about the fact that they like this kind of flagrant stuff. They're the ones who are defrauding the audience. It's not their fault.
I ain't mad at that.
Yeah. If you present yourself as some kind of male feminist and then it's not their fault that you actually turned out to be a piece of shit. Should they have known better? Maybe. But you're the one who's defrauding them. I'm not mad at the ladies for that.
I ain't mad at it. I think you're right.